This video is going to look at coding in more detail, specifically focusing on how you can view and understand your coding. Because we need a project with a lot of coding for this video, I'm going to use the sample project. This will be featured in all of the remaining videos. You can see if you go to the codes section and open the nodes folder, there is a large range of themes that have been identified within this project, and these are treed to multiple levels. The next video will look at how to do this level of organisation in more detail, but this video is designed to help you understand and explore these nodes. To look at the coding inside any of these nodes, all I need to do is double click on a node in list view. For example, double clicking here on agriculture will open this node in detailed view. Here I can scroll down to see all of the text that is available in this particular theme. You'll also notice there are some additional tabs down the side. This indicates that this particular theme has also been identified in pictures and in datasets, and I can navigate these using the tabs down the side. By default, when I double click on a node, it is the References tab that opens up. The blue links indicate where this particular reference occurs. As I scroll down, I can see this reference is from the aerial photography of Carteret County with boundary and county names, and this text here is from the area and township information. This text has been identified in Barbara's interview, and this in Charles's. If I click on any of these blue links, it will open that source and highlight any relevant passages. This is a really good way to help me explore my coding in more detail. You also have the option of choosing to open this summary view. Here it will give me an overview of all of the sources that theme or node appears in, how many references there are to that, and what percentage of that source occurs within that particular node. It's really important to understand these numbers in a bit more detail. A reference could be a single word or thousands. So generally speaking, references do not give a very detailed view of how much text occurs within any particular node. It's always important that you use the tabs down the side to explore this in a lot more detail. If I open up a different theme, for example, real estate development, you will notice the tabs on the side may change. This is because they depend on the different types of source that this theme has been identified in. In this case, the node of real estate development also appears in video, audio, and PDF files, as well as the datasets and the pictures. If you are looking at any audio coding, you will notice you have the option to use the play button. However, it will limit playback to the sections that are occurring within that particular theme.
I don't want to sacrifice.
As such, it will not play the entire file but only the relevant bits for that theme. The node view really helps you see all of your themes and also understand them outside of the context of a particular source. As you can see in the last video, it's also possible to explore your coding in any particular file. To do so, I'm going to open up one of the interviews, in this case the interview with Dorothy, and using the document ribbon, I'm going to turn on the coding stripes. In the previous video, I just used all coding, but in this project there's a lot more information. As such, I'm going to go to selected items, and this time I'm going to tick the nodes option, but I'm also going to untick these two subfolders. Furthermore, you'll see I'm going to untick these sentiment nodes used by these researchers. When I click OK, this time I get a much more customized coding stripe view. This view is really useful for when you're having discussions with co-researchers or your supervisors, and this is one thing that NVivo will make a really good export of. To do so, you can click on File and Print. I'm just going to open up the print preview here because if I print it off you won't be able to see it. You'll see when I go into print preview by clicking OK, it gives us a view of what would be generated, and I'm just going to drag this across. You'll see here it will leave you with a sheet with the transcript on the left and the coding stripes on the right hand side. Coding stripes are a very standard way of representing coding and they are widely recognised. While I wouldn't suggest you would need to print all of these off, having a single one in an appendix might be a useful way to show your process. If you need this electronically, you can simply print to PDF or to OneNote instead of printing the document off. If you want to view a wider overview of all of the themes, you can do something called a codebook export. To do this, I'm going to open up the Nodes folder and then in the right area, right click. Here I choose Export Codebook. I can choose which folders I want to export, so I'm unticking these two. I also have the option of including the number of files and references, so I'm going to tick this to bring those in as well. When I click OK, NVivo works to generate an export. This will open in Microsoft Word when ready. I'm going to drag this over so that you can see it. Here you'll see this forms a really useful overview of all of the codes that you have identified in your research. As I have ticked the option, it has also brought in how many references and how many files that particular node has been identified in. You'll see here this also brings in descriptions. These descriptions are applied to each of your nodes. They need to be typed in by the researcher, and to do so you would right click on a node, choose Node Properties and then type in a description. These can be an essential way for you to keep track of what all of your nodes mean, particularly if you have very nuanced differences between your categories. The next video will pick up where this one left off and we'll look at hierarchying nodes and some additional coding techniques.